The class tonight is sponsored by our dear friend Otzar Kamchaji in memory of Hacham Abraham Hamra Ben Esther and also Rachel Bat Latifa. May this shiur should be le'enu nishmatam tehe nishmatam tzurura b'tzurura ha'im. Amen. Amen. אנחנו נמצאים בפרשת חוקת on page 437. מדבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור, זאת חוקת התורה אשר ציווה אדוני לאמור, דבר בני ישראל ויקחו אליך פרה אדומה תמימה אשר אין בה מום אשר לא עלה עליה עול. The Torah says here the famous laws about para aduma. So we know that rule number one, it has to be a cow that en ba mum, she has no blemish, and then asher lo ala aleha ol. Moshe, come. You want to sit over here, please? I want to see you. You don't want to see me? Okay, thank you. Anyway, asher lo ala aleha ol. Ma kavana, that they did not put a yoke on her. The minute you put a yoke on the cow, halakha is pesula. She can no longer, you can no longer use her for para to sprinkle from the ashes on Am Yisrael, and that's it, and it's over. So that's the simple pshat of the pasuk. However, Hachamenu Zichronan Bracha, they have a whole different derush on this pasuk. What does it mean? Asher en ba mum, al pi adrash. Sometimes Hachamim, they learn the pesukim the way it is, al pi apshat, or they take the pesukim and they switch it and they explain it according to the derash. So let's try to see how the Hachamim explain the pasuk according to the derash. So it says here, Asher en ba mum. מה זה אשר אין במום? The Jose Lublin explained, we find people that you ask them, do you see anything wrong about you? He says no. Do you think you got to fix something? באמת, I'm a good person. Akiva, right? You see, is there anything you think that you got to fix? The truth is, my friend, I'm telling you, I have a friend. I think he should really go to the Musa class. But do you think you got to change? No, I'm Baruch Hashem. I'm a good Jew. I'm a nice Jew. It's amazing. If every person is going to ask himself, Echani, Baruch Hashem ala kefak, Azar. Ala kefak. Yeah, we nice people, we good people, everything is great. אומרת התורה, כתוב אשר אין בה מום. If a person doesn't see that he has any mum, any blemish, do you know why you don't see any blemish? אשר לא עלה עליה עול. You never started even to put a yoke of the Torah on you. The minute a person starts and he has all shel Torah, boy, he finds so many things, so many mumim, so many blemishes that he has to fix. Aval ma, the problem is we don't learn Musa. The problem is we don't learn Musa. The minute a person is going to open a Sefer Musar, he's going to start, he's going to start to see how many things he's so behind. He's missing so much. If you open Mesilat Yesharim, Pelo Yoetz, wow. Then you start to get the understanding what is mum. Why we think that we are Baruch Hashem, we are so great. We think that we're great, it's only because we're far from knowing mazeh hamumim shel Torah. But once you start to dig, you're going to find so many. If you open Shulchan Aruch, the first halachot of netilat yadayim, ilchot bet hakiseh, how to get dressed, shoes, which one is first, which one is second, which one you tie first, shoelace, halachot. You have tons of halachot. And you ask yourself, do I know the halachot? The answer is no. So that's already called mum. So why don't you think that you have a mum? The answer is you don't learn. Asher lo ala aleha ol. The minute a person takes himself serious, boy, he thinks, I gotta fix so much. And that's the real Torah. What do you have to say, Akiva? Huh? You agree? Osi, what do you say? Okay. Today you all agree to nice. I feel honored. חברים יקרים, אשר לא עלה עליה עול. מי שיש לו עול, if you have a yoke on you, if there is musar, that's the only way a person is going to find so many details that is behind. I once read, what is Sefer Musar? What does Sefer Musar does to a person? Do you know what is in Hebrew? It's called migdal. Huh? Yeah. No, that's nice. Yeah, right. But in one line, I once read, do you know what is Musar? Musar is called in Hebrew migdalet. Do you know what is migdalet? No. What is migdalet? Microscope.
Microscope or magnifier?
Microscope. It's the same idea. When you have a piece of paper, you have a piece of paper that has a little black dot. How is it? Nothing, it's a black dot. When you put the paper under what happens? What happens? It becomes big. That's Musar. Do you know what is a Musar does? I'm okay. Okay. You open the Sefer Musar. Okay, Ilchot Kibud Avayim. Dachila, eze Kibud Avayim. You never started Kibud Avayim. You never even start to understand how to talk to your parents. So what is Musar? The Musar takes the small dots that in our eyes, it's nothing, and it does, and he takes it and makes it not something, it makes it a huge thing. So what a Musar does, it takes a person and slowly it changes your mind and your behavior. A person can have everything great. He's not happy. Why not happy? He never ever sat down for 5 minutes to ask himself, how many good things I have in my life? Never. All he has in his mind, what he's missing. I'm missing a good worker in my business. I'm missing something in my house. I wish I had this. And if I only had this, he's only focusing on what he doesn't have. And all day long he's thinking, if I wish I could order and get this and get this. And the problem is why people are not happy, it's because we don't appreciate what you have. And once again, when a person starts to think, and that's called the musar, hishbon hanefesh, if a person starts to think, ma yeshli, what I have, and Baruch Hashem compare me to other people under me, and people that look at me and look at my friends, and you say, Baruch Hashem, I'm doing so great. What do I have to complain about? What do I have to complain about? Meaning, simha, the happiness is going to start to come to a person once he starts to think. And that's the musar also. Mazeh musar. You pause for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and you start to learn what's my purpose in life, why I'm here, why I'm learning, why I'm working, why. Do you know, if a person just think, you know what, Victor, you want to work? You're looking for a job, right? Haverim, if anybody needs something, we have Victor, Baruch Hashem, one of my best students in YD. So, Victor, Azar, if you know anybody, Wallah, Bezat Hashem. No commission over here. Full fun. Anyway, Victor, you want to work, right? Why? Give me good reason why. What? Okay. So his answer is, I don't want to be home. Is that a good answer for you?
No.
No. Let me talk to him. Victor, why don't you want to stay home? I think in high school, all day long we I wish I go home early. Didn't? Oh, see. Ask him. You remember in school? I wish school ends early. Why do we have to stay till 4:30, 5, 6? So Baruch Hashem, Hashem fulfilled your wishes. Baruch Hashem, now you're staying home. Now you're home, what happened? I don't want to stay home. All the years you prayed, I want to finish school early. So Hashem gave you, and now what are you asking me, Rabbi? Khalas, I don't want to stay home. I want to do something.
He tells you I go home, but he doesn't stay home.
No, he says so.
He said I go home, but he doesn't go home.
No, he says, no, Mapitam, he's a good boy. Victor, so why do you want to work?
Something productive.
So you would, so now you're talking business. Not to stay home, that's not a good answer why I want to work. Maybe it's better to stay home and not to work. But now you're saying something better. I want to work because I want to do something. I want to accomplish something in my life, correct? And why, if you're going to work, you're going to feel accomplishment? Why?
Because I see accomplished. I see the end result.
Speak up.
See the end result.
So you want to work to see the end result. That's why?
Let's say I make a big business deal.
If you make a big business, and then what happens?
See money coming through.
So if you see a lot of money comes into your bank account,
Nah, a lot of money.
no, but Bezat Hashem shiver a lot. I don't mind. So what happens if a lot of money goes into your account? What happens then?
I feel like I did something.
So you feel you did something. Okay, and after you did something, what happens now?
I keep going.
You keep going. Okay, another 3 months, and then what? Okay, but again, so where is that going and and getting money is going to take you? That's my question.
To get married.
Hold on. You don't give your ideas. Look what happened. Yes.
Yeah, to help me more money.
Hello. Don't copy and paste.
I didn't say it.
Okay, so why do you want to work and make money?
To help me more in life.
Where?
I'll do it. Other stuff. Maybe I can help other people out.
So now you're saying something better. If I'm going to get a lot of money, I'll be able to help other people. Now you're saying something even greater. You hear what he says? So what you believe, so I want to work because I have a mission in my life. I want to work so I can make money, and that money is going to help me to help other people. Correct? And if you're going to help other people, what's going to happen then?
I see even more. I see other people put a smile on their face. Makes me.
So it makes you happy to see other people happy, but you're helping them. Okay, now let me go back to Azam. Do you know if a person goes to work and he brings parnasah home, the Gemara brings in Masachet Ketubot, how can a person does Hesed 24 hours? Straight, 24 hours. Omeret Gemara, Hazan et banav haketanim. The one who feeds his young kids. Young, age 6, till age 6. Till age 6. When you go to business and you bring money, you fulfill 24 hours Hesed. That's one. Second, didn't you sign under the, by the Ketubah? I'm gonna support you. I know your father-in-law is here, but you have to know this. When you sign the Ketubah, you sign that I will support you the rest of my life, Be'ezrat Hashem. So do you know what is that? That is absolutely a Hesed. By me going ahead and work and bringing parnasah home so I could feed my wife and my kids, that's totally 100% Hesed. So if you think what's my purpose in job, and what's my purpose in my work, our attitude will change. If I work because I'm jealous, if I work because I look at my brother-in-law, or my sister-in-law, or my neighbors, or my cousins, because of them, look at me and I want to work, Habibi, you miss the whole thing. You miss the whole point. If I want to work because, number one, the Chovat HaLevavot brings down one of the reasons that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Adam HaRishon the Kelala, the curse of Beze'at Apecha Tochal Lachem, you should get a sweat to bring Parnasah. Do you know one of the reasons he brings down is a person should be busy in work and not to do sin. Do you hear that? If a person is not working, the first things that comes up in his mind is averot. So by you working, you're staying away from troubles. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me the opportunity that to go ahead and work. And number two, I can support my family. And number three, I'm doing chesed every minute that I'm giving my young kids food. And number 4 and 5, I can help other people. If Hashem gives me more, I give even more. So if I know what's my purpose in life, watch this. If that's the reason why I wake up every morning, and one day I see my neighbor, he bought a new car, or I see my brother, he bought a new house, what should I feel? Jealous? Ma pitom. Ma pitom. He fulfilled his mission. His mission is different than my mission. Hashem put me in a specific path, in a specific road, and I have my mission in life to do or to accomplish whatever things that I need to do. So if that's my mission in my life, how should I think about my friends buying stuff? There is no point to be jealous. But that's only if I know why I am waking up every morning and I have a mission. But if I don't, I want to work. Why? I don't know. I know I gotta work. We'll all go on a winter break. All right. Good luck. If your thoughts, it's because look at them and that's why I want to, that's why I want to accomplish. Habibi, you lost everything. And you lost it big time. לכן אומרת התורה, אשר אין בה מום, if a person doesn't see what's wrong with his life, it's only because of one thing. אשר לא עלה עליה העול. העול הזה, think before you do things. Before you do anything, you ask yourself, why? Why? Shlomo, why you came here tonight? Abba told me. Okay, sorry. Why? Why are we here tonight? To learn. Okay. But Baruch Hashem, you learn every day anyway. So why are you coming tonight again? Huh? So some gonna say because we got some children. Okay, that's also good also. So but is that the reason why I'm coming? That's exactly מה שכתוב. אשר לא עלה עליה העול. העול הזה is why. To know why. אם אני יודע why, what's my purpose, what's my purpose in life, my mindset changes. וזה מה שכתוב. Okay, so that's one נקודה. בוא נמשיך נקודה שנייה, second נקודה. It says over here, זאת חוקת התורה. David, what does it mean, זאת חוקת התורה? מה אתה מבין?
Hashem said that you cannot do a specific thing, so don't go against it. Don't say, oh, we need something else.
Okay, but hold on, David. What does it mean? What's the word hukat? Law. So that's the law of the Torah. Now, we have a lot of mitzvot over here. There is many mitzvot in the Torah, right? Why it says here, hukat Torah? Why by mitzvah tzitzit it doesn't say zot hukat Torah also? We got 613 mitzvot, correct? Why here it says zot hukat Torah? You hear the question? So I want to give you a pshat that it's brought down in Sefer Nefesh HaHaim. כתוב ככה, אני רוצה להסביר לכם איזה דבר חשוב. יש בגמרא במסכת מגילה, הגמרא אומרת, there is something it's called תשמישי קדושה, ויש תשמישי מצווה. Once again, יש תשמישי מצווה, ויש תשמישי קדושה. What's the difference between תשמישי קדושה and תשמישי מצווה? אז ככה, תשמיש מצווה. If I have a shofar, I have a shofar, okay? If I have a lulav, azar, lulav, I use a lulav. Once I'm done, can I throw it to the garbage? I'm asking you a question. If I took the lulav and I fulfilled the mitzvah, can I take the lulav after Sukkot and throw it to the garbage?
No, it's bizayon.
It's bizayon. So what you're saying, you cannot throw it to the garbage.
No, you can, but you have to put it in a proper way.
What's the proper way? Let me hear.
Like maybe you put it in the bag. Usually we leave it for Pesach.
I know. You're a great man. You leave it for Pesach and you burn it, by the Hametz. Correct. But I'm asking, can you technically take it and throw it to the garbage?
Yeah,
You can. Why?
because the mitzvah that came for Sukkot, you fulfill it and finish.
Okay. I hear you.
But since the bizayon, we put it like in
Forget about the bizayon. I'm asking, can I take a lulav after Sukkot and throw it to the garbage? Okay, yeah. Can I take shofar after Rosh Hashanah and throw it to the garbage?
No.
Why not? You think that as far as Kedusha on it. So what you're saying, shofar you cannot throw, but lulav you can.
Well, eventually the lulav would be rotten. If you
Forget about the rotten. I'm asking you, can I throw it to the garbage?
I don't agree with him.
Oh, you don't agree with him? I thought you guys are brother-in-laws, no? Aren't you?
Friends.
Oh, okay.
But still we disagree.
هذا عزر كان يغدو.
Isaac Negdo, I hear. Okay, I hear. Isaac Negdo, nice. Yeah, Ossi.
Shofar is reusable. Lulav is disposable.
Don't give me ideas. I'm asking you a halakha question. Rabbi, can I throw it to the garbage? Yes or no?
No.
Listen, you can keep it for 50 years. I'm not asking you advice. I want to know halakha. Throw it to the garbage. Yes or no? What's the halakha, shofar?
Shofar no.
אסור. ומה אתה אומר לגבי לולב?
We can't.
מותר. Nice. ויש לך פה ארון. I can throw it?
Throw what?
The ארון.
No, of course not.
Why not?
Kodesh is all the time. It's not. Doesn't have a limit time.
No. We changed. We got a 50,000.
Geniza.
Geniza.
Yeah.
I hear. And if it's a tit got ripped?
Geniza.
גניזה also. בוא'נה, אתה מחמיא היום. שעזה, אתה מחמיא. usually אתה לא מחמיא.
יש ויש.
אוקיי, רבו ישי, יש הלכה פסוקה. It's called תשמיש מצווה ותשמיש קדושה. תשמיש מצווה, any item that it's a mitzvah, and the mitzvah is done, it's called תשמיש מצווה. shofar, the mitzvah is to blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is over, what happens? The mitzvah is done. If I take shofar now and I blow, do I have a mitzvah? Nothing. So that's called tashmish mitzvah. Tashmish mitzvah, you have no problem to take it and throw it to the garbage. It's a mitzvah to hear, to blow shofar. There is no mitzvah to blow shofar. The mitzvah is to hear, lishmoa kol shofar. So I heard the voice, I heard the sound. Rosh Hashanah is over. There is no mitzvah now. So that shofar becomes mazeh, hol. There is no kiddusha in it. That's called tashmish mitzvah. Any tashmish mitzvah. If we go back also to lulav. Ha mitzvah of lulav is to use it 7 days. Sukkot. You're done with this, take it. You can throw it to the garbage. Now, tzitzit, שנקרא מעיקר הדין, מותר לך לקחת את זה, throw it to the garbage. כי המצווה זה לא הציצית, המצווה שהכנף, a corner of a בגד, יהיה לו ציצית. So the mitzvah is the בגד, לא זה. In any way, so תשמיש מצווה, מותר לזרוק. תשמיש קדושה, Hayav Gniza. Now, what's the difference between Tashmish Mitzvah and Tashmish Kedusha? Why, if you have Aron, Halakha is the Aron, if you want to change the Aron, you can just take it and throw it to the garbage. Hama pitom. You have to take it and you have, Geniza. Tefillin, you have the cover of the Tefillin, the same thing. That's called Tashmish Kedusha. Why by Tashmish Kedusha? You got to take it, and what do you do with this? Ata hayav lignoz. Verse Tashmish Mitzvah, you throw it to the garbage. What do you say? Wait, hold on. Do you hear the question? Why Tashmish Mitzvah? You can throw it to the garbage. Verse Tashmish Kedusha, you can't. Hayav Gniza. Now, but you hear the difference. I mean, יש לך פה, מצוות לולב, יש לך מצוות שופר. Verse, יש לך פה, a case של תפילין, a case של ספר תורה. Why?
And one way you could say is because the mitzvah is always hot. Kedusha is, it's always there.
מזגן הרבה? יש רק רעש, לא מרגיש כלום. Yes.
Say Kedusha is, it's always hot, it's always there. Shenkin Tashmish Mitzvah, like you said, there's a zman where it comes where that's it. Mitzvah is finished.
Yeah?
It's one permanent, one temporary.
יפה מאוד. So מה הפשט? כשיש לך תשמיש קדושה, הקדושה is there forever. Forever. Do you know what does it mean? The kedusha is there forever. Let's think for 1 second. What is tefillin? The sofer, he wrote a parasha. You put it in a box. The kedusha is there lenetzach netzachim, forever. How come? Why? You know why? Because the difference between tashmish mitzvah and tashmish kedusha, there is only one thing that makes it kedusha. Mazeh. There is only one thing that makes that kedusha, and that's how 24/7. Verse mitzvah is there for a period of time and it's over. Mazeh. What makes tashmish kedusha kadosh? Because it has in it Torah. Whether it's mezuzah, whether it's tefillin, whether it's Torah, that's called tashmish kedusha. So tefillin, if you have the box of tefillin, you cannot throw it. Ki hayat tashmish le kedusha, and the kedusha is there. The kedusha is there 24/7, forever. Sefer Torah is there. The kedusha is there forever. So if you want to change the box to something, to a beautiful box, to the silver got a little old, you want to do, you want to get a different case. You got to take the old case and you have to put in the genizah. Why? Because what this case carried, he carried Torah. And that Torah, what makes to anything that you carry with, it's called tashmish kedusha. חברים יקרים, זאת אומרת, the tashmish of kedusha, the kedusha stays there forever. Verse tashmish mitzvah, it's there for a day, 2 days, 7 days, and expired. Omer הנפש החיים. Why, when it comes to Torah, the kedusha is there forever? למה? מה קרה? מה קרה פה? אומר הרב, listen to this. אבל לתורה קדושה, כל מקום שתזריח ותופיע אורה וקדושתה פעם אחת, קדושת עולם תהיה לו. By Torah verse, all other mitzvot. By Torah he says, any place that the light of that kedusha is going to dwell once, meaning the minute you put inside of the box tefillin, the minute you're going to put inside of the mezuzah case, the mezuzah, the minute you're going to put inside the aron, the sefer Torah, the minute it happened, Omer Harav, kedushat olam tiyeh lo. The kedusha will always be there. V'nish'ar tamid bekedushato. The kedusha stays there forever. Do you know what does it mean? Zot hukat Torah. Do you know what happens when you use Torah? The Torah kedusha goes ahead והיא חקוקה עליך. מה זה חקוקה אמרנו? Engraved. שמעתם מה זה חוקת התורה? Yeah, the simple פשט תורה, מה זה חוקת? חוקת, it means the laws of the Torah. That's the simple פשט. אבל עכשיו אנחנו לומדים זאת חוקת התורה. מה זה חוקת התורה? התורה היא חקוקה. You hear that? Which means, מי שלומד תורה, ואומר הרב, שאדם שעוסק בתורה בעולם הזה, ורוכש מעשים טובים ביחד, that Torah, it's engraved in a person's heart, and it's not going to get removed. שמעתם מה כתוב? Let's think for 1 second. What makes the mezuzah so kadosh? Once we took the mezuzah, שהסופר כתב, we put it in a box, that second the box says kedusha. How long? לעולם. מה קרה? Why? כי המזוזה היא קדושה, כי יש שם תורה. And that Torah takes that case, and it turns that case not to תשמיש מצווה, rather to תשמיש קדושה. חברים יקרים, אומרת לך התורה, זאת חוקת התורה. When a person learns Torah, do you know what happens? That Torah goes in and engraves on his heart את התורה הקדושה. וזה נשאר פה לעולם ועד. Unless you do stupid things, so it goes away. אבל התורה לכשעצמה, אדם לומד תורה, מה התורה עושה? היא חקוקה על הלב. Engraves everything on the heart של האדם. אם כן, חברים יקרים, מה אנחנו צריכים לעשות? צריכים לדעת שבכדי שהתורה תהיה חקוקה על האדם, it's only אם אדם לומד מוסר. רק מוסר. המוסר, that's the כוח that can take and engraves, אבל בתוך היצר, אבל עמוק, עמוק. וזה נקרא שלא עלה עליה עול. אם אין לך עול תורה, התורה הזאת is not going to take you anywhere. ומה זה? זה המוסר. That's the מוסר שאדם חייב ללמוד. הסטייפלר עליו השלום היה אומר that a father should sit every day with his son, even 5 minutes, from age 7, learn Sefer Musar with your son. Learn Sefer Musar with your son. So if you don't do it every day, at least minimum on Shabbat table. What Shabbat table becomes a place of Lashon Hara and gossiping וכל השטויות. Musar. My father, Shea Bari, my father, I remember as a kid, we used to sit down on Shabbat table. He used to read to us from a sefer, it's called the Beit HaYehudi, the Jewish home. Every Shabbat we used to look forward to this an hour of Musar that he used to learn with us how a Jew has to behave, how a Jew has to walk, how a Jew has to dress. Ladat, you know, how you build a home. And you should know those classes, till today we have it. Me and all my brothers. Why? Because when a father gives to his son that musar, you can't forget about it. You can't. So the minimum we should do on Shabbat, take a book or something. תקרא מה שאומר להם המשפחה. מה אתה אומר? I know you agree with me. The question is, halakha lema'aseh, what do we do? What's the, okay, how about this? What's the plan for tomorrow night? What do you think? The question is, what do we do on Shabbat now? What's your plan, Bezat Hashem? We want to take something and, to give it home.
If they have patience to listen, maybe we'll have fun.
Habibi,
I want to be honest with you.
how about this? Stories, everybody loves stories. You agree, right? If you say stories, people like stories, correct? So why can't you just start with a story and then give it a shot? When you take a kid to a doctor, he gets afraid. So what do? You show him the candy, and as he looks at the candy, the doctor gives him the shot and it's over, correct? So the way to do it, it says, דבש וחלב תחת לשונך. When you give the Torah over, it has to be sweet.
In these cases, I'm kind of talking about a little kid with a little candy. In our generation, our kids are teenagers.
Yeah.
How are you going to tell them, you know what, let's talk a little bit, and let's get you a little more sour?
No. I want to tell you a story. Not Musa.
Okay, what kind of story?
You gotta work. You gotta do some homework. You gotta do some on Friday. You know, before Shabbat comes, you know, you gotta do some homework. You see what's the problem? It's not the teenagers, it's the parents. We have no time.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's exactly what I'm asking you. So what's the plan for tomorrow night?
Eat my
You see? You're telling me about the teenagers. It's the parents, Habibi, Azar. We need to know if I want to have my kids in a certain path and I want to see nahat for my grandchildren, Habibi, if you don't invest time, it's not going to happen.
Our kids are teenagers. We're talking 18s and 20s.
Do you know what's my
You
problem?
really want to hear a story of little kids or any kind? What kind of story? Give me a little story. What comes in your mind? A story to tell it to a teenager.
What's the message that you want to give to your kids? I'm asking you.
Whatever you
Forget about me. What kind?
something good in your life.
No. You tell me what's the message that you want to give to your kids. What's the message that they want to give to your kids?
Of course we want them to go and direct.
No. Give me specific. What do you want from your son who's 16, 18 years old? What do you want from him to do?
What's the future? What are you gonna do? What's in your mind?
I'm asking you what's
That's what I said.
what's in your mind? What's in your mind?
I'm gonna ask my kids. What's the future? What's tomorrow? What are you gonna do in your life? Do you do this? Are you gonna do this?
Okay. So are you talking about business-wise?
Not even business. What's for tomorrow? What do you prepare for tomorrow? What's your plan for tomorrow? This is what we discussed on the table.
Yeah.
With the kids.
So what's your plan? Let me hear.
You know we have no plan. It's all beyond the shame.
Your family. Your son is going to tell you, Daddy, everything but Hashem. Leave me alone.
They agree with no.
Hey.
Everything
You see that?
is okay.
Oh, when it comes to you, I could be at Hashem. When it comes to the son, Habibi, you gotta work, get up. So Habibi would say, what are you up to?
I really have no plan for now. Maybe by tomorrow, if I find another story.
אני אגיד לך משהו. בוא נגיד לך משהו. If I want something from my son, it could be I want him to get up early in the morning, or I want him to go to work, whether he's in, after school or in school. If you want something from a son, so there is two ways to address a message. It's either I want you to do ABC, which 90% it doesn't work. When they're 40, then they're gonna regret. That's 100%. But if he's a kid, he's not gonna listen. Or when you explain him why it's worth it for him, not for you. It's worth it for you. That's your future. If you explain a kid why it's worth it for you to do ABC, then you have a chance maybe it's going to go in. Okay? So number one, you need to know that his son, he needs to understand why do you want him to do ABC. Now, even if you did explain him, but sometimes he doesn't want to listen. And that's where the story comes, kicks in. You start with a story, and then when he hears the story, and you can take the Parashat Shavua. I don't need to go far. Let's take Parashat Shavua. Come. Let me take you a minute to page 439. And that's a beautiful story. תראו מה כתוב. ויבואו בני ישראל כל העדה מתברצים בחודש הראשון וישב העם בקדש ותמת שם מרים ותיקבר שם. So it says, who died? Miriam. And what happened after she died? Pasuk Bet. Velo haya mayim la'eda. So I'm asking you, what's the connection? Why it says Miriam passed away and there was no water for Am Yisrael? What's the connection? Be'er Miriam. So when she died, there was no more water for Am Yisrael, correct? Now, let me ask you, what's the connection? Why was water to Am Yisrael because of Miriam? What's the connection?
The bear was walking with them all the midbar.
It was walking, was flying, it was everything. I'm asking you a simple question. What's the connection between the water and Miriam? What's the connection?
Because she picked up, she was watching Moshe.
יפה מאוד, beautiful. אומר השפתי כהן, that's one of the reasons, beautiful. אומר השפתי כהן, it says, אמר רבנו he quotes from Rabbeinu Bahye, הטעם שהיה לה זכות המים ממשה, שנאמר ותתצא אחותו מרחוק. Watch this. One reason, Akiva, it's because Miriam was watching her brother when he was a little baby. How long was she watching him? No, when his mother took the baby Moshe and she put him, on the Nile. So, Ima Yocheved went home and Miriam was watching Moshe. How long was she, watching him?
I don't have time on the a couple of hours.
Couple hours. Okay. Anybody has a different opinion? Huh? Sha'a Ahad. So Tosafot in Mastichet Sotar brings down it's 15 minutes. 1-5. 15 minutes. And he has a whole calculation, I'm not going to go into it. 15 minutes. Now watch this. If a person does a sister, she babysitted her brother. Right? Sometimes you ask your brothers to watch the baby, right? Today. And he had to pay you probably, huh?
I didn't pay him yet.
Yet. And he wants cash. Okay. Okay. Vemo, Zell, Akol, Baruch Hashem. Now let me ask you. Miriam was watching her own brother. It makes so much sense. She loves him. It's our baby, our new baby. She was 6 years old. She was watching her new brother. How long? 15 minutes. Let me ask you, how many years Am Yisrael had water in the Midbar? How many years? 40. How many people drank water? Millions. Can you tell me what's the connection? I was watching my own brother for 15 minutes. I watched my brother for 15 minutes, and the reward is millions of Jews were drinking water for 40 years. Because of what?
That's one of the reasons.
Hold on. I know. Wait, hold on. Why? Because of her good deeds. Meaning, when you do something good, do you know how much Hashem pays a person? Do you know how much Hashem pays a person? It's endless. There is no even math. It doesn't even start here. So, message one. When I will tell my kids on Shabbat table, Habibi, if you do something good, you'll never lose. You'll never lose. You see somebody that needs help him. Take him. Give him. Drive him. Buy him. Why? That small things that you think it's small, in Shamayim, it's huge. You know why? Look at the Sachar that she got. Do you see how I could come up with a story of Miriam in our parasha, and look what happens? That's one reason. Another reason. Omer Ashach. לפי שהייתה מטבלת בנות ישראל הנידות והיולדות. In Egypt, who was watching the ladies to become tahor? Who was watching the ladies to go to the mikveh? Me, Miriam. Guess what? Because you are watching people to go to the mikveh, and because of you, we're going to have water for Am Yisrael for 40 years. Wow. But all I did is, I did not even give water. You know, people that have, I'm just throwing an example. You have a house and you have a pool. You have a pool in your house. Do you know what you could do with that pool? Do you know what tzechah you can do when you invite kids who, whatever, they don't go to deal, they don't have a camp, they do have a camp, they in a small house, come, fadal, come, jump, enjoy. You're not doing anything. He just jumps in the water and does nothing to you. You open the door to that person, you can imagine what tzechah you gain. Rabotai, we go to the shul, you're going to, you're making a coffee to yourself. What hurts to do another cup to the friend next to you? You don't even have to ask him. Do it and offer, take it and give it to him. That cup could give you know what? איזה שכר. זה מה שהיה פה עם מרים. מרים, by not giving anything, just watching the people. תראו מה היא זכתה. 40 years, כל עם ישראל are drinking water because of her. מה זה? זה מה שאומר פה הרב. It's huge. You go to the store, and you know that your neighbor likes something. Buy him on the way, מה אכפת לך? You know מה זה? מה זה נקרא נושא בעול עם חברו, you do hesed, you do something for other people. Think about it. And how much we could gain, how many diamonds on the road. ואנחנו מפסידים את זה. מפסידים. I know somebody, he walks and he has a little mini gemah. He has a little box, mini gemah. Inside he has, listen to this, he has kippot. Why? Sometimes, people come to the office, whatever, doesn't kippah, come, put a kippah, make beracha. Then he has a little, tehillim. Couple tehillim, tanim shama also. He has a gemah for pens. Why? Once you were stuck, you didn't have a pen, it's funny, it's only a pen, but that pen can help you to write a check and you don't have the pen. So he has a little gemah that he carries with him, but he can do to other people hesed. You have to be creative. You have to be creative. You have to think, what can I do for other people so they can benefit? And it doesn't take much. It's small things. But think about it. Now let's continue. Now, the Gemara has a big question. Let's go to Parashat Vayera. Elior, Bechavod. Parashat Vayera on page 45. Bechavod. Page 45, Pasuk Daled. פרק י"ח פסוק ד'.
ייקח נא מעט מים ולחצו רגליכם וישענו תחת העץ.
Meaning?
Aram's telling the angels to take water for themselves and wash their feet from the dust, I should say, and rest under the tree.
יפה מאוד. גמרא במסכת בבא מציעא, page פ"ו. אומרת הגמרא, תנא דבר רבי ישמעאל, בשכר שלושה זכו לשלושה. Because 3 deeds that Abraham Avinu did, Hashem paid his children and he gave them 3 gifts. Once again, Abraham Avinu, he did 3 good ma'asim, 3 good deeds. Hashem paid his children 3 gifts. אומרת הגמרא מה זה? בשכר חמאה וחלב. It says here, if you'll turn the page, pasuk, on page 46, pasuk zayin, pasuk het, ויקח חמאה וחלב. ראיתם מה כתוב? הביא להם חמאה וחלב, הביא להם אוכל. Hashem fed his children in the midbar man. So why Am Yisrael had man in the midbar בזכות אבו? אברהם. הלאה. עומד הגמרא בשכר והוא עומד עליהם. On page 45, תסתכלו מה כתוב. והוא עומד עליהם תחת העץ. לא. No, 46. The same פסוק, בסוף הפסוק. והוא עומד עליהם תחת העץ ויאכל, והוא עומד עליהם. אומרת הגמרא, Hashem paid Abraham's children בעמוד ענן, שנאמר ועננך עומד עליהם. הוא עומד עליהם, והענן, the clouds that Hashem gave Am Yisrael in the midbar was כנגד what Abraham Avinu did to his guest. ובשכר יוקחנה מעט מים. Because Abraham Avinu gave to his guest מעט מים, זכו לבארה של מרים. Let's think. Abraham Avinu, he did 3 good things over here. He gave him'ah v'halav, butter and milk. His kids, Hashem gave them for 40 years, man. Who omed? מה זה עומד? What do you do? Nothing. But what do you do? כלום. Who עומד עליהם is Hashem brought his children, Anan, for 40 years. He gave the guest, אמר להם, you can take some water. Hashem gave Am Yisrael במדבר 40 years מים. Do you hear this? תראה מה זה. How many times we do small things to other people that Kadosh Baruch Hu pays our children and grandchildren. I always say, Do you see what people have here around over here? It's not because of us. That's the tears of our grandmothers during it like at Nerot Shabbat. I have no question. I have no doubt. When a mother prays Badlakat Nerot Shabbat, do you know what is those tears does up there in Shamayim? Ma osod ma'ot shel ima. When a kid says Tehillim, he prays to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, do you know what that tefillah does up there in Shamayim? Yoshua bin Nun, Haverim Mekarim. Why was Yoshua chosen to be the leader after Moshe? I'm asking you why. Huh? Are you willing to be the Shamosh? Zelo, why not? It's yes or no. Why not? It's not an answer, Victor. Yeah, can I speak to the shul over there? SLC, you'll be the Shamosh over there. Are you willing? You see? That's a difference. It depends how much. If you know that your son can be the chief rabbi of Israel, would you become the Shamosh? Of course. So how about this? Forget about me waiting for my son. If I see a books in the shul, take it and put it back. What do we need Shamosh to put it back? You see, talit is not full, take it and fold it, put it back. Yoshua became the leader of Am Yisrael not because he was the smartest man. Lo b'chlal lo. Uki hu haya mesharet. The small things that what makes people great. What made Yoshua so great? He felt when everybody, when the class was over, ma hu asa. He stayed to clean the books. He took the books, he cleaned the place, he put the carpet, whatever it is. Ze ma hu asa. When you had this kavod, you become a vessel to be the next leader for Am Yisrael. Ze ma hu asa Yoshua bin Nun. It's small things that makes people big and great.
That's what you say about also Kohen Gadol. One of the 10 things he did in the Avodah, the last one to clean up.
Yeah,
everything.
Beautiful, Makomadeshen, beautiful, Nefeh Ma'od. Do you know, I forgot who was it. Tishma'u Sipur. Listen to the story. Simon, listen to the story. Henry, come. Come in. I don't know, I forgot his name. It was a Sephardic Jew here in Brooklyn. He went to Mir Yeshiva and he opened the Gemach in the Yeshiva. What was the Gemach? That a kid that doesn't have money, there is no way a kid is not going to have money to buy something from the bread machine. He gave money that a kid should always have a minimum $5 in his pocket. Do you know that? I'm going back more than 40, 50 years ago. Some simple, he had money, but a simple thought. He went to the yeshiva and he said, how is it possible that a yeshiva boy could walk in the yeshiva and he doesn't have money in his pocket to buy something to his mouth, something. He opened a gemach in the yeshiva and he had money. Any kid in yeshiva that doesn't have money, you go to the rabbi, I need money. Here we have a gemach, we have thousands of dollars in the gemach for kids who doesn't have money. Can you think about it? That's a story from, I'm telling you, this is Rabbi Osher Kamanowitz. He said it. It's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story. A person can be home and what he thinks is, what can I do with the money? This is a brilliant idea. You have yeshiva boys, they learn all day. $5, let him have in his pocket. You can imagine a kid is hungry. Hazit, he doesn't have food. And doesn't have money. There's a gemach. Rabbi, yeah, what happened? I need some, $5. With this, you go and you buy a Danish, you buy a drink, and you're happy. You see, he's happy, you see? Why is he happy? He knows. You know what happens 4 o'clock to the boys in the yeshiva? Huh? David, you want to tell them what happens?
They go to the rabbi to eat.
Yeah? Huh?
After Mincha, they smell the Danishes. They start running one after another. It's like a chain.
Look, all the boys over there are smiling. You see it? Do you know what we do? That's exactly what we do in school. We buy 160 Danishes, and we wait after Minha. We're after Minha, and you should see the entire high school, they jump to the class. Rabbi, we all love you. They forget about the homework and the detention. Rabbi, we all love you. What happens? One Danish. That Danish keeps him alive for another couple of hours. It's a mind. It's small things that makes you big. So what can I do? You know, it was somebody, Benny Morto. He has a son called Jack Morto. A couple of years ago, he called me, Rabbi, we have a toy drive. I'm going to show how the toy drive. I'm going to be going to the hospitals on Hanukkah to give hundreds and thousands toys for sick kids. I'm going to know that's something great. Hanukkah, the end of Hanukkah, we don't have school. I'm coming. Abotai. I think we went to some hospitals in the city, and then we drove to New Jersey also. Do you know, I mean, people, Baruch Hashem, they give money to donate to buy toys. You have packages of toys, hundreds of toys. Beautiful toys, not cheap, expensive ones. And you go to the hospital, you see kids, hazitoms, holim. And by the way, Jews, not Jews, everybody. Kiddush Hashem. You see a kid in his bed, hazit, cancer. You see a kid, there's water. You come to him, you give him a gift on Hanukkah. Do you know what? You know how many mothers I saw with tears? Ma'asita. It's think about other people, what you could do to them. And he used to do it for a couple of good years. Every Hanukkah, when we don't have schools and kids, they having Hanukkah party, and the parents give them gifts, and they have money and all the beautiful stuff. We sat down, and we did packages, and we put it, in a truck or whatever it is, and you go from one hospital to another, maybe 8 hospitals. And you're talking about, you have the numbers, and you go to the floor from one to another, boom, 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 boom. Do you know what do you feel? It's thoughts that you can do for other people. Think, what can I do for other people? And Havarim, let's not go so far. You have it in your house. You have it in your house. I got a phone call from a lady yesterday, last night. I couldn't believe, I'm telling you, I just couldn't believe. She cries to me. She tells me, Rabbi, Shabbat afternoon, we have lunch. And my husband said, kids, you want to have ice cream? Yes. Okay. He takes them outside to have ice cream. She says to me, I'm the shmata of the house. The shmata? Smartut. How is smartut? Rag? That's too... Yeah, but it's too soft.
The doormat of the house.
Doormat?
Merely, no one even comes to help to clean the table. Klum. They leave everything out with the mess every Shabbat for the past, 17, 18 years. I'm asking myself, where's the husband? Where's your brain? Where's your brain? How can you leave your... Forget about her cooking and buying and shopping and doing everything. The minimum. So if there's no chadame, so the minimum you should do, it's to help. It's easier for me. It's easier for me to collect money from a husband for tzedakah than him to help his wife. Why are you smiling? This is true. This is real life. But it's a shame.
Our society is different.
התחלת עם הסוסייטי שלך עכשיו? התחלת עם הסוסייטי שלך? בדמשק לא אחר כזה society. What are you talking about?
Your man.
The man.
You didn't have Khaddam over here.
Right. So what's the Khaddam?
רבותיי, the biggest חסד זה אישה בבית. That's the biggest חסד. That's the truth. I know that some people they don't like to hear that, but this is the truth. I'm the man. I'm sorry to say that. That's an Arab mentality.
But we are Arab.
ברavo עליק.
We're not American.
רבותיי, התורה אומרת לך, חסד עם האישה. מה זה בתורת חסד על לשונה? מה זה תורת חסד על לשונה? How? מה זה תורת חסד? תורה שאין לה חסד זה לא תורה. Do you hear that? Torah, you can learn the whole day Torah. You can be avrech in kolel the whole day. If you don't know to help at home, your Torah is not worth anything. זה לא תורה בכלל. A Torah has to be with chesed. Listen to a story. I was there. The Rabbi Alav Shalom, somebody came to his house to ask for help. I'm telling you, Imamash, he was desperate. The rabbi went out of his way. For a couple days, he was on the phone to help this person. Mamash, couple days he was there to help this person. I asked the Rabbi, you don't learn? Do you know what he told me? Torah she'en la chesed ze lo Torah. It's not worth anything. The chief rabbi, who Talmid Chacham Atzum, he closed his Gemara for a couple days to help this man. Why? Hazit, there was yet an issue, he helped him. Couple days. He did not learn. He found this man, let me try to get him something. And he says, Torah that has no chesed, ze lo Torah. V'torat chesed al leshona. So we go to shul and we learn. But we have to think also about the wife also. And about the kids also. And the kid has the same idea, the same way also. A kid, Daddy, I'm busy. What does it mean I'm busy? You have to help. You know, Baruch Hashem, I grew up in a house that my parents, when they were young, they did everything to us. But it came to a point that when it came Shabbat, my parents sat down and we did everything. My mother did not do anything. We broke the salad to the table. We cleaned everything. The only thing she did, she would wash the dishes. That's it. That's something that we have to train our kids also. It's a little busha. I came out watching you play. Let me hear. I heard something. A bird came to me. Wait, what happened? Let me hear. Baby, I hear everything. You know that.
I was telling Victor he does that too.
He does?
Yeah.
You do it? Beautiful. So if you only put in your mind, Kibud Abaim, I'm honoring my parents. I'm doing Hesed. Noseh be'olam haviro. Do you know how many mitzvot you do? All you got to do is to think how my act that I'm doing now will turn it to something huge. Why parents, they don't even think to ask the kids to pick up the dishes? Why? A kid, he takes all his toys, you put it back. I want to end up with one story, but that hit me, years ago. It hit me so hard. I was teaching in a certain yeshiva. It was one day, it was a snow day. Wow, it was a big snow. So 2 days after, 3 days after, we're back to school, correct? A kid, I believe he was 6, 7, max, not even. So the mother comes, she dropped off the kid by the school. So you have this, the man, the guard, who opens the door for him, and he helped him to come in. But what he did, if I'm not mistaken, he opened the door for the kid so he could come, so it doesn't fall into the snow. Okay? So he brings him into the school. One of the teachers, turns to the kid and tells him, "Did you say thank you?" He tells her, "Well, he gets paid for that. I'm a witness. He did not say thank you." A kid who's 7 years old max, he comes with an attitude. He says, well, he gets paid for that. And he did not say thank you. That's the society. A kid? From where does the kid that has this attitude? You're 7 years old, shame on you. The guy goes, he opens the door and he walks you to the school. You say he gets paid. I don't say thank you. From where is that attitude comes? It's from the house. That's the mother's words, and I'm sure that's the father as well. No wonder why when they get to teenagers they don't listen to anything, because well, who asked you to bring me, to bring me to the world? Who asked you? Did I ask you? No. So what do you want from me? What do you want? Did you even speak to me before? No. So what do you want from me? Oh, I don't have to listen to you. That's the society. Verse the Torah says that even a mamzer hayav bichvod abba shelo. You hear? Someone messed up your life. Someone messed up your life. You have to honor, even if you mamzer, you have to honor your father. And even if your father, he dropped you after your mother gave birth, 3 months after he gave him for adoption, 18 years after you see him, you have to come, you have to stand up for him. I have nothing more to do with you, sir. No, you do. The Torah says, Ata hayav. That's our society. So the message that we have today is very simple. Message number 1. Someone that doesn't find anything wrong about himself, it's because there is no all Torah. Message number 2. Zot Chukat Torah. A person that learns Torah, Tashmish Kedusha, you becomes a Tashmish Kedusha. The Torah engraves in your heart a Totor Kedusha. You become a different person. Number 3, small things, the reward that Hashem pays is endless. Look at Miriam. Look what she did for Moshe Rabbeinu, what Hashem paid her. Look what she did to the woman in Mitzrayim, what Hashem paid her. Take Abraham Avinu. Yukachna me'at mayim. 40 years his kids getting water in the midbar. Small thing where it takes us so far. And if I want to have, and if I will have a message to my kids on at least on Shabbat table, it should be something that we could come with a cross, take a small piece from the parasha, and letabel et ze, spice it with beautiful stories. There is so many messages. And I think the most beautiful things that we have in our parasha is to see a beauty when the Torah gives the honor and the respect to such a great people like Miriam and Aharon and Moshe. And if we're going to follow their footsteps, we're going to end up, wow, big. בעזרת השם ברח, ונזכה לגדל את הילדים שלנו לתוכנה אחת בשלווה, אמן.